down in the office. I'm supposed to be helping Winky today, but got me coffee, got me screens, and I'll help her by sitting in the corner and not getting into trouble. Right. What I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to keep giving you periodically examples of how the sheet works, just so it can kind of sink in. And seeing it in real time is possibly the best way. So let's have a little look and see what we are driving at today. Okay. So done my strengths as normal. Now, as we can see, the market is pretty flat. Why is that? Because it's not really pulling out a strongest and a weakest. What that needs to do is it really needs to be 2 times stronger than the one below it. Okay, so when it comes to that, you can kind of assume the markets are flat. Okay, so you've got to dig into it. So in that case, you're really down into your day trading and very strong moves. Now, for me, I just kind of stick with my little basket. Okay. So let's break this down. Euro dollar says it's a buy, but it's lost 22%. Now I'll try and do a little script so that flashes up to make it a little bit easier to understand. But let's have a look at it. Euro. Why? Because it was a buy, but it's losing ground. So what you need to remember is it a strong buy? No, it's not, because it's not gathering pace. It's actually losing ground. So I'll write something that sort of, I don't know, I'll figure something out so that you can easily identify it. The pound CAD is a sell, but it's a minus as well. All right. So what's happening here? Again, it's lost 28% of its selling power, losing down. So it's slowing down. Okay. Pound JPY minus 200. If you look at that though, what is minus 200? It's minus 200 of the selling pressure, now making it a buy. So it's lost all of its selling pressure, all of it, right? So that makes this a good contender. Okay. Pound cable, where we at? Again, a buy. All right. So US CAD, right? Is that any good? US CAD, there we are. It's losing ground. All right. US JPY, again, it's lost all of its buying power and become a sell. Now out of them, the strongest is the pound JPY, because its buying is a higher number. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's what gives me my attraction, that one there. All right, just by quickly looking at it. So what else can I do to shore up that this is the one? Well, I look at my basket and the change of strength. So the pound has gained 10. You can see that here. All right, and the JPY has lost 5. So they are poles apart. So that's confirming as well. It's telling you the pound is stronger, adding weight to the buy. Look at the strength to see what's actually happening with it. Well, the pound is stronger than the yen. So is it super strong? No, but it is stronger. So just be conservative with your targets. So let's have a look and see what's going on. Well, we can see it's caught between 2 levels, here and here. There's the midpoint, which you see us trade all the time. What are we looking for each and every time? Confirmation. How do you get your confirmation? Well, it depends on what your chosen strategy is. If you're using the push, you know that you're going to have a bias to the buy side. If you're using GoldenEye, which I will be on this, you'll be looking for it to start showing signs of a bounce. Okay, well there's your sign of a bounce right there. This is on the hour. And if you drill this out and you have a real good look at it, you'll see that that colossal drop is started pulling that into a nice region of interest. Now, just have a quick check. So that's fine. Yeah. So what else can you start thinking about this? Well, the first thing you're probably thinking is, it's selling off. Well, that's good. How many times do markets fake you out? All of the time. So what you're doing is you are waiting. Patience is your best friend. All right. And in a situation like this, that's exactly what you do. You wait. So with the golden eye, what we're looking at here, it is on the upper outer extreme at the start of the morning. It is now working its way down, so I can wait, you know. And when I see sort of my fast settings starting to play ball, it's time to get in, you know. If I was using the push, I'd be waiting for the moving averages to align, then I would get in, you know. And this might take a couple of hours, you know, and that's why patience is your best friend. So I'm just going to let this unwind and then I'll get into it. Very, very simple. So what I'll do is I'll pause the camera a little bit and I'll come back into it when it's ready to trade. But basically the sheet has chosen the market for me. I now just have to choose the conditions to trade it. That's what the sheet is for. It's not a case of, right, it says buy, I buy it now. No, you've still got to do your analysis of the chart. All right. And it's very, very simple. You know, I mean, I could analyze this without anything else but a fib. There's a fib. Up there to there. It's been down, it's touched the 38. So I know this is the area of interest where I've marked up. Nice and simple. Let that come down into there. And then what I'll be doing is there'll be a fib within a fib. So I know that's correct. I want it to return back where it came from. So there's a fib. As long as that doesn't break that outer reams, I can use these levels to get in and trade up and get me some money. So if I drop that down onto a 5 minute, just like so, voila. Not only have I got a zone of interest, I have target levels all the way up. Fantastic. Very, very simple. And that's just using one item. Now, remember guys, whenever you're using any sort of system, do not rely on one thing. You know, that fib will not work on its own. You need other confirmations. The fib is the last part of the puzzle, just to give you some target points. And that is quite important, because you can't just chuck a fib on willy-nilly and think, oh, there we go, time to make some money. Doesn't quite work like that. Anyway, so what I'll do is I'll come back to it when I'm ready to go into market, and we'll see if it balances out. Okay guys, it looks like it's pretty much getting ready to rock and roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop an order in and we're going to target a few of these. All right, just so you can kind of see it in action. So if I put it there, so we have target there, just like so. Put another the same place. We've got target that fib level, and then I'll put another one in the same place. And I'll target that fib level, just like so. All right. So what are we looking at? Why have I done it? Well, it's because it's been into an area of interest. Sheet's given me the bias, telling me exactly what I need to do to get in. And I just needed some reasonable target points and a reasonable reason to enter the market. And the break of that zone seemed to be a good, a good idea. And I cracked a fib level. So a little bit of a no-brainer, really. And then all I'll do is I'll just let it run when it knocks that out, and we'll do kind of candle count. So as soon as that closes, we'll just see how far it runs up, and when it turns red, we'll get out. Simple. That's it, guys. Done. Indicator's telling me to get out, so I'm getting out. And if you look at it, it's a perfect W pattern. Came to this area. Superb. Absolutely superb. So what does all of this actually mean? Well, if I just pull the sheet back up, I've been adding a couple of extra bits in just to make it easier for you. So what we done is it worked out, or I should say, it highlighted the buys and sells. I had a look against the red light, green light situation. In other words, when I'm working through this, the one I thought the best was pound JPY. So the first thing I did was look at this to see what's happened. Well, there's a 200 change from a sell to a buy, so that's good. It is a world currency on both of them, so it's pound and JPY, green and red. The pound is stronger than the yen, so that's good. And then the actual current strength, the pound is stronger than the yen, so everything ticked the boxes. And what I've done is I've made a little drop down box here, so each morning when I present this to you guys, I'll actually put a little jog note here so you can see what's going on. That's slowing down, so it might be a buy, but it is slowing. A sell, but it is slowing. Here is a buy, and it was a change in sentiment, but that one was better. Okay, that's slowing down, and that's a change in sentiment, and then there you go. So nice and simple. So that's what that is. And how much has the sheet made me this morning? Well, let's have a look. There you go. So 300 quid. Okay, so there we go. All right, hope that kind of helps. Okay guys, that trade was all complete and done and dusted. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to market just to show you that it's not a fluke. Okay guys, kind of come back to market just to put this back into context of how well this sheet can work. So we know pound JPY is the choice of the day. We're coming back in because you can always get a few bites of the cherry. Alright. Now I don't need to really do much more because as you can see it's done okay. But there's your impulse down, is the move to the upside now starting. Well, we're about to find out. We know that on checking this is the area of attraction. Did that earlier on. All right. We can see the move. So what we're going to do now is we are going to see if that move is ready to rock and roll. Okay. And we're going to try and grab another 10 pips out of it. Who knows? But let's find out. So there is the full move. I'll just use a fib again. I do have best part of golden eye set up here. Didn't quite get to the best part of it. So it's maybe it's an A2 trade, but my bias is still to the upside. I have an area of attraction here where I can see it. And it's starting to push. So let's have a look. 15. Okay. Looks nice. Wanted to maybe pull back a little bit. So we'll drop it into a 5. Just like so. Right, got my framework in. And in maybe's, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, that's a decent level to get up to there. So let's have a look. So put a little on there, just like so. We'll give it another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to target the levels just like before. Why? Because it's late at night. Don't particularly want to hold these. Dead simple. Then all I'll do is I'll follow that down for the loop. Now if it triggers it, great. We'll just hold it to these. If it doesn't, don't matter. But it will basically do what it's meant to do. And that is get us in. So what the sheet has done is it's given me a bias for the day. And the other part of it is just good old coffee and patience. So let's run this out and we'll see if it fires up. Man in Brussels. There you go, guys. Second trade. You can see trend's running nicely to the upside, and it is actually continuing. Now I could hang on to it. It was getting late in the day now. I've had some good bites of the cherry. both of them to the long side, contained between the zones. Been a good day. And let's have a look. Well, there you go. There's the proof in the pudding. Get your bias and stick with it. And the next part is wait for the conditions to come to you. And if you look at the trades, they hardly went against me. Not much. And when they did, we had a little bit of scruffy madness where you can average in a little bit, get a bit extra profit. I should have really averaged in when it came down here, and I would have had a real good payout, but didn't really need to. So happy days. I'll keep doing these updates for you guys just till you get used to seeing the sheet, because the idea with that sheet, it's to get you to pick your basket, have a bias in your mind. You're still kind of market neutral, which you should be when you're day trading, because you can look at the greater trend of the market, and the sheet might tell you that it's a buy or a sell or whatever, because it's based on a day trade into day. But sometimes you just got to wait a few hours. I had to wait, maybe it's 3 hours for the first one to come into play, and then I've had to wait till 3 o'clock for the second one. So a couple of bites of the cherry, and again it comes back to what I tell you all the time. I trade once, twice a day, and that's kind of how we do it. So I hope that makes sense. Keep trucking, keep dropping your comments below, because I am interested in your thoughts. Do crack the like, because it genuinely helps the channel. So trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one, guys.